On a very free Sunday, I had what could have been the most magnificent thing a human can lay his hand on. I had freedom. And by that I mean I had no assignments, no events scheduled, no homework from teacher Johnny, my math teacher. So I felt as light as a feather. Have you ever had that feeling where you feel like you can fly anywhere and do whatever you want? I felt that way. So I did what every responsible man would do. I hopped on TikTok. First video in, second video in, 100 videos in. And it's already 5 p.m. My brain was left in that maze for so long that it started to feel numb. I noticed I just wasted my day. So I attempted to make up for it. I embarked on my study session just to find out later that I'm on my phone again. A question hit me. If I could do anything, why did I do nothing? Well, that is not really the case because I did do something, but it really felt like a hollow action that didn't move me anywhere. Later, I learned that there's a word for that feeling. Some psychologists call it digital guilt. Digital guilt isn't about being lazy. It's about feeling unfulfilled after spending hours online. You were technically doing something, watching, liking, scrolling, but none of it moved you forward, and your brain knows that. The strange part is that scrolling feels productive while you're inside it. There's constant input, new information, new faces, new ideas. It feels like you're absorbing the world. But when you put your phone down, there's nothing tangible left behind. No progress you can point to. No memory that feels earned. And if I ask you to summarize what you just watched, very few people would be able to remember 2 to 3 videos, and some would even remember none. And to escape from this digital guilt, I figured the solution was simple. I just need to get rid of my phone. So I bought this thing. Yes, it's a brick phone. All it does is call, text, and maybe play Snake. From that point forward until now, I only use my real phone when it was necessary. To send in my work on Google Classroom, to use Google Maps, or to listen to music. People around me think that I'm insane because playing Snake all day isn't really normal, right? That really happened on the first day. But as days went by, something strange happened. Not just that I have more time to do something else other than scrolling, but every moment, the free Sunday starts to feel deliberate. I embrace every tiny detail on the dining table when I eat. The fan was spinning, the rice was still steaming. My spoon made a small metallic sound when it touched the plate. I finished eating without watching anything. And strangely, the meal felt longer. Not boring, just longer. I perceived a sense of taking control over my life again. Every so-called freedom begins to feel meaningful. I feel fulfilled after every long day, even though I hadn't finished my 14 missing assignments. But why is that the case? If digital guilt makes you unfulfilled, what is happening inside your brain that makes you fulfilled? I found that out the hard way. Well, this might sound absurd, but I went on a 2-day trip up a mountain to find the meaning of life. Very cinematic, very philosophical. I packed a notebook, I packed deep thoughts, but what I didn't pack was bug repellent. And somewhere between questioning time, existence, and why mosquitoes specifically prefer me, I realized something. That maybe the primitive way wasn't working. So I came back down the mountain, slightly humbled, slightly bitten, and tried the modern method. I researched. I went through studies, neuroscience papers, psychology journals, and in the middle of all jargon, dopamine pathways, neuroactivation patterns, cognitive integration, one phrase clicked. Meaning making. Meaning making. It's exactly what it sounds like. Your brain is not just a pleasure machine, it's a dot connecting, story building, pattern detecting machine. When you scroll endlessly, your brain gets stimulation, tiny hits of novelty, those little pieces of cookies, the feeling that you get when you know that you're finishing that bucket of ice cream. But those fragmented pieces of dopamine can't construct a narrative out of it. There's no arc, no identity being shaped. It's like eating snacks all day. Calories, yes. Nutrition, questionable. But when you work towards something, struggle through something, your brain starts linking events together. That process activates deeper systems than just dopamine spikes. Your brain starts evolve the prefrontal cortex, the part responsible for long-term planning and coherence. There's continuity in the story. After that canon event, I develop a habit. At night, sometimes I like to stand outside and look at the sky for no other reason than just to stare and see what I can see. Once my neighbor called my mom to tell her that I was possessed by a ghost. I had to explain very seriously that I was actually watching Saturn, which is not something you ever expect to say to your mom. But those quiet moments do something magical. It allows me to reflect on the day. Something else takes its place. Perspective. Meaning making isn't about inventing some dramatic life purpose. It's about stepping forward enough back that your life becomes part of a larger story. I think of it like a kite. When you look at a kite in the sky, it looks free. Dancing, floating, moving, wherever the wind takes it. Doesn't that feel like freedom? But something is off. Something is really off. The string. The string is holding it back. The string is a limitation. The string is the annoying restriction. If you cut the string, the kite is finally free, right? For about 5 seconds, then it crashes. That was my free Sunday. No assignments, no schedule, no structure, no string. And instead of flying, I drifted. From video to video, from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., from I can do anything to why did I do nothing? That shift is the whole point, because freedom by itself is empty. We glorify freedom as the ultimate goal. No restrictions, no pressure, no one telling us what to do. But when I had it, fully and completely, it didn't feel powerful. It felt loose, unheld. Because here's the part we don't talk about. Your brain doesn't celebrate unlimited options. It struggles with them. When everything is possible, nothing feels necessary. When nothing is necessary, nothing feels meaningful. So the mind starts sampling. A little of this, a little of that, one video, another. Not because it is lazy, but because it's looking for something to lock onto. Your brain is wired to pursue, not to hover. It wants a target. It wants resistance. It wants something that pushes back. And that is what the string does. Freedom by itself is just space. Meaning is what shapes that space into movement. That free Sunday wasn't empty because I had too much freedom. It was empty because my freedom wasn't attached to anything. Once I understood that, I stopped asking, why did I do nothing? I started asking, what is worth tying myself to? Every time that I have the opportunity to have that freedom, I would just sit down and attach myself to the string before I soar into the sky. Aristotle said, freedom is obedience to self-formulated rules. Plato said, Too much freedom seemed to change to nothing but too much slavery, both for private man and city. Friedrich Nietzsche said, freedom is the will to be responsible to ourselves. And if I may dare to stand beside the greats, I would say, freedom is nothing until it chooses what it is for. Thank you.